talk about this, because here's what happens. We're all talking, we're having a good time, we're not paying attention to you. I know that that is not acceptable. But the fact of the matter is you have to wait. You can't just butt in. And you can't go drink Patty's Coke. That's not right. And the other thing you cannot do is pull tops off of my keys. No, you can't do that. I know. You two have a standoff going, don't you? Yeah. And you're trying to be charming. But let me tell you about the way you're going about it. Knocking over her cup, that doesn't impress her. Getting on her chair, that's not a good idea either. Maybe you could and dropping, every time you come and you push off one of her things on the floor, you lose points. So here's what you have to do. You can go over and you two can look at one another. Yeah. Okay, go on over and you can just look. Just look for a minute. Okay, now if you just look at one another, yeah. And now for the living star of the show who's waiting out there for your applause, but hold it, she'll pretty soon start to screech herself if you don't start. This one's called Lady Steps Up. Lady, her name is Lady Hildegard. We call her Lady for short. It's a misnomer, but we're living with it. Lady's quite capable of using human speech. After I put the cover over her cage at night, I can hear her practicing syllables in the dark, quite regularly, in fact. She presses her beak into the corner of the bars and goes on and on, all to herself. But practice or no practice, she's not inclined to say much. And why would she? She can get everything she wants without the effort of having to practice a foreign language to ask for it. Nevertheless, she'll sit on the top of her cage, making strange bits of garble for hours. But as far as nice, quiet, conversant human speech goes, seldom and little. And then only with a sense of real intention. Pretty baby, when she's trying to charm someone. Irene, when she wants to go out the door with Maureen, one of her favorite people. And every once in a while she bellows, "No scream!" A little snippet she picked up from me. Needless to say, I shouted at her first, and now she uses it on me when she's being defiant about other things. Lady, trust me, is not a robot. She doesn't do anything simply because she's been told to do it. In fact, it can take an awful lot of convincing to get her to want to do what you want her to do. So, shortly after I'd had knee surgery, I was having enough trouble getting myself ready in the morning without having to talk to Lady into getting ready too. Joan, I heard Maureen say one morning, "Would you like me to take Lady downstairs for you?" Will the age of miracles never cease? I couldn't have been more grateful. But then the conversation that I heard on the other side of the room went something like this. "All right, Lady, come on, let's go now. Come on, Lady, get on your potty perch. That's a girl, that's a girl. Now step up," she said, stretching out the two fingers that signal Lady that it's time to go somewhere else. "Come on now, Lady, step up." "Lady, we have to go. Step up." "Lady, we are going to be late for prayer. Step up. Right now, step up." I smiled to myself across the room. I couldn't wait to see who would win this one. Every morning it was the same routine, right down to the final exclamation point, as in, "Step up, Lady, right now, step up." It was at least a month later, maybe even more. We were sitting at the breakfast nook after prayer. Lady was on her cage, unusually quiet, and obviously planning something. Then suddenly she stretched herself to her full length, looked down the length of the breakfast table, and began to bob up and down, fast, faster, fastest. She was looking straight at Maureen. Lady, I said, do you want to go see Maureen? Lady jumped on my fingers. Maureen, I said, leaning toward her with the bird, Lady wants to come to you. But before Maureen could get herself focused and her head completely out of the newspaper, Lady was already poised to go. She jumped on the front of Maureen's sweater. She looked up straight into her eyes and yelled at the top of her deep, gravelly voice, "Step up! Right now! Step up!" Intonation and all. It was one of those in-your-face moments that brings us all to heart-stopping self-awareness, to a clear, direct sense of the way we sound to others. No confusing lady's message at all. And how do you like being barked at? It was loud and plain as Judgment Day. After that, I noticed that the conversation between them began to change. Now I was hearing, "Lady, you want to get up?" Or, "Lady, are you ready to go?" Or, "Would you like a treat, lady?" In 1 minute, Lady had taught all of us to remember the civility animals deserve. On the other hand, she also signaled a new order of things. I have noticed since that famous role reverser conversation that "step up, right now, step up," has become a rallying cry, except that it's not from us to her anymore. It's from her to us. She clearly knows that step up is an order, but she has clearly forgotten, or she refuses to remember, that it was our order to her. Now she thinks it's hers to give to us. So if you're out of the room and she wants you, you hear "step up," meaning come in here right now. And if she wants you to give her something to eat, it's "step up." And if she wants a cuddle, it's "step up too." Lady has made her point, and it has been a clear one. Lady, like us, it seems, was not born to take orders. She was born to create relationships. And people in a relationship speak softly to one another. They care as much about what the other person is feeling as they do about what they may or may not want. It's been a strange turn of events. Like any young adult, Lady staked a claim that day, one that said, "I am a creature too. Talk to me nicely." The lesson has been an overwhelming one, coming as it did from 5 ounces of feathers. It has reminded us that the world is filled with mind. Ours is not the only one. And all of us deserve the respect that comes with it. Because, as the scriptures say clearly, God saw that it was good, all of it, not some of it good, and some of it, us, better. The notion of human respect for animal life fades into fantasy once the definitions of the differences between us mean more than what is alike about us, our common feelings and needs and contributions to life in general. Then we allow ourselves to treat animals like things and not like living, breathing, thinking, feeling animals at all. When animals speak up to require respect and understanding and a little coaxing on the side, the human-animal scale balances a bit. We must thank them for that. They save us from the insufferable arrogance in us that comes with those who have been in the habit of defining their own superiority. Thank you for those acts.